Hi, Ray Sherson. Welcome back to Blackdog Speedshop. Today we're going to follow up on the 52 Chevy pickup truck. We're going to get some in-depth looks at some of the fabrication that's to come and some that we've done to this point. So Dick's going to take you through some of these features right now.
So the objective here is to hide all the wiring so we don't see any of that, or try not to. So all this is going to be formed sheet metal, inner fenders, firewall, flat firewall, nothing protruding through it. So we want to keep it as clean as possible.
So we have an LS2 in this vehicle, and we decided to do something a little bit different. So we put an old school looking injection system on there made by Borla. It looks like the old mechanical version. These velocity stacks that are on it now are the ones that came with the kit. We are machining a little bit taller, so it gives a little bit more presence. There's a lot of area here to fill up, so it'll be a nice presence under the hood. So it's an LS2. This initially was a supercharged motor that we were able to pick up. It was basically new, and it's got a lot of really strong internals in it. This motor will handle up to about 1,000 horsepower weight is, so we figured this would be a nice durable piece for what we're going to plan on doing with it. So as we mentioned before, this has got a complete Heights chassis underneath it. This came with the steering suspension, and we like to go with airbags on this one. There have been some changes made to it to accommodate our needs and what we're going to do with the vehicle. Since we wanted to get it as low as possible, Dick went ahead and made some modifications, which he's going to talk to you about.
Our idea with this vehicle was to have a ride height that's adjustable from like 2 to 5 inches. So anywhere in that realm, it's streetable, that the wheels don't, the camber doesn't camber in or change very much. So what was done was all the steering rack mounts were all changed to get rid of bump steer and everything like that. So so it's streetable, the steering wheel doesn't move, nothing changes from a 5-inch ride height down to a 2-inch ride height.
So here you can see there is going to be a running board side exit exhaust. It's just basically just roughed in right now for reference, but it's going to have electric cutouts, so if you want to pull into a cruise night or something like that, or you just want to pick up a few more horsepower, you can just flick the switch inside the cab, and there you go. So underneath here you can kind of see the custom exhaust that Dick had fabricated, where the electric cutouts come in. So when the electric cutout is activated, it switches it over and opens up this tube here, and then this is going to be fabricated and running right out the side and then straight out the back as well. There are some other modifications that we did make to this as well. We made the transmission cross member removable, so if you ever have to pull the trans out, it's much easier to do so, and added this center one here, which wasn't included, so we thought it'd be a good idea to put that in. That'll be removable as well, and then this one here too.
Okay, one of the other changes we made, since this truck is going to be slammed down to the ground, we had, normally they'll take and raise the bed to take in consideration the pumpkin is going to be raised when you lower the truck. We took it upon ourselves to raise the whole bed sides and the floor, so all this had been extended to raise the bed sides. Everything has been clearanced, like the air tank for the drive shaft, because everything is going to come down really low. This truck is designed to sit on the ground right on the bottom of these brackets. Yep. Being that this truck is on airbags, when you go from a coilover shock to an airbag system, you lose some of your handling. So we elected to go with the rear sway bar, which is almost a must in this case, so the truck will still handle and stay flat around curves, being that we lose our, some of our handling with airbag system. So all this sway bar was all custom made.
So here we have the Blackdog 55 Chevy. This has also a complete Heights frame and chassis with an independent rear suspension. This has an LS7 dry sump engine in it, made 620 horsepower, and it has a Tremec T56 trans. We featured this car at last year's SEMA show with Heights and their Heights booth. Had 3 offers to buy it on site. We take this to a lot of car shows. You may have seen it around. Very, very fun car to drive. Handles unbelievably, really good ride quality, and as you can see, the vehicle kind of speaks for itself as far as how it looks. It's a really, really nice piece. We're looking to probably have this at either World of Wheels this year or the McCacken show. So we'll see, what the schedule plays out on that.
In addition to building cars, we also set them up. A lot of shops do not take this extra step, but if you're autocrossing or an aggressive street setup on a car, we specialize in that. This is a setup stand. The reason the car is raised up is so you can get underneath and adjust your control arms or trailing arms with the full weight of the car on its suspension. There's a big difference in doing that. We also do it the old school way with a string, which is not to say it's old school. It's still the best way to do it. If you use there's laser systems. If you use a laser system, by the time you go 14 feet with that laser light, the laser gets wider and wider and wider the further you get away. So this is still, today, a more accurate way of doing it. But on these setup stands, we do corner weights, cross weight. We put the driver's weight in the seat, and camber, caster, everything on these stands.
Hi, I'm Chad Hill from Hot Rod Chassis and Cycle and Django Studios, and today I'm here at Blackdog Speedshop discussing the renderings that I did for their Chevy project truck. When we first got together with the guys at Blackdog, we looked at the truck, we discussed what they wanted to do as far as paint and design-wise. So then I went back to my studio and started coming up with all kinds of thumbnail concepts on different paint scheme designs. Some that were a little bit more traditional, some that were a little more cutting edge. We knew this truck was pro touring, so there was a certain look and feel that we all felt that it needed, and they asked me to kind of put my spin on it. How would I do it if it were my project? So I came up with all these different design sketches. We wanted to introduce multiple colors to give the truck some real excitement, because in the truck market, a lot of people just do trucks in single colors, and we wanted to really push the boundaries on that, especially with it being a pro touring truck, so that the truck looked really exciting and visually powerful, and a design that was maybe something people hadn't seen quite yet. So after I did all the pencil sketches, we got together, we had a meeting, laid them all out on the table just like this. We picked the ones that we liked, what we didn't like, what we felt worked and what didn't work. And from there I went back to the studio and did some design studies and came up with some different paint jobs, different paint schemes, different colors. And you know, now they have the hard part of picking which one they like. Usually clients like more than one, so we have to narrow it down. And, but I think we've got some really good options for their project truck here. So here I'm standing with the Rush Chevelle. It's a 1967 Chevelle Super Sport that we built at Hot Rod Chassis and Cycle to go road racing and pro touring with. Our customer came to us and wanted a Chevelle to go out and do all those things, and this is what we came up with. We work with Blackdog Speedshop on chassis setup for racing, and they've got a dyno, so the car's here to be dynoed today, and you know, they really know their stuff. We're really excited about the potential this car is going to have with the track.
Well, thanks for stopping by. For any additional information, feel free to give us a call or go on our website. We are very active on keeping up on inquiries on, via our website. So thanks for stopping by. We'll see you next month.